Laurie Ryan, you're in a different colours than we're used to seeing in the Treaty United colours. Stepped off the pitch into the managerial hut. How has that transition been?
Yeah, it's been a whirlwind since I spoke to you last. Yeah, it's been great, to be honest, so far. Really enjoying it. It's definitely a new challenge, but something I'm really enjoying at the minute.
How's that been for you? Because when you sort of stepped away with your circumstances, you'd stepped away, Athlone were successful, you're watching on from the sidelines. What's that like then when you're sort of looking at that and then getting this opportunity? Like, did you always know management was going to be for you?
Yeah, like it's been a crazy year. So obviously I took the time out, had a baby. Watching Athlone, to be honest, it was really a proud moment seeing them go and play in Europe, because obviously I'd played with the girls not that long ago, and then like a couple of months later I get the call from Treaty to see if I'm available to come in as manager, and you're kind of thinking, is this really happening? And yeah, like I knew I wanted to get into it at some point. I probably didn't think it'd be this quick, but yeah, no, definitely when the opportunity came up, I think it was something I jumped at in the end. No matter how many times I'd go around my head the pros and the cons of it, it always felt like an opportunity that I couldn't miss.
What was that conversation like? Because was there ever a thought, you know what, maybe I could go back and play? Was there ever that sort of thought in your mind?
It's funny like that you say that, because in the summer, like I gave birth in June, and Craig, who's now in Treaty with me as coach, and rang me in July and was asking is there any chance I'd sign for them. So yeah, it was something that probably I flirted with the idea of, but I kind of knew that it was a step too far that soon, and then I thought to myself, do I want to push myself to get back to the level that you need to be at to play in the league? Like, it's really gone on to a professional level, and at this moment in time it felt like I couldn't commit to the training schedule, and then the opportunity came up and I was like, do you know what, I was like, this is a great chance and I'll give it a go.
You get that call, you say yes, you agree. What's that first couple of weeks like? Because I'm sure players' phones are ringing, everybody wants to be like, hey, what are you doing this year? What's that first couple of weeks like?
Yeah, it's mad, to be honest. I probably didn't anticipate it being as crazy as it was, but no, it was enjoyable in one sense, because there's a real buzz and a thrill to it, and getting the chance to meet the girls that have been there and chat to the girls that even were leaving. Like I got to chat to a few of those two that planned on going home before I ever came in, just to see how the season went for them and little things like that. But yeah, no, it was brilliant to have the opportunity to meet them, and obviously it was a bit of a crazy off season for everyone. I think this year there was a lot of movement compared to the previous year, but it was fun, and it's definitely something that I will remember.
Two names, Madison McGuan and Katie Lawley, would have been on everybody's hit list this off season. Two local girls. How happy are you to have them back this year?
Yeah, delighted, and to be honest, like they got a lot of interest from other clubs, and rightly so. But I think for us, we want to look after them like they're local girls. They're going to be stars, like everyone knows that's involved in the league, and we just felt like we could give them a good environment to develop and look after themselves, do their studies, like get everything they needed to finish, and hopefully push on and try win things with us.
Considering last year Treaty got their record points total, some big wins, big performances. You have lost a few players, but you've recruited well as well. How can you kick on this year, or what do you need to do to make sure that you kick on and that last season's big highs don't just be a one season?
Yeah, it's funny, like I would have looked into all the last couple of seasons, and I think from my research, I think Treaty have never finished above 7th, and like even last year they had a great season, but finishing 8th was probably a disappointment in a sense. So we definitely want to push on and move up the table. I think that's probably our biggest aim this year, is to move up the table and be competitive with the teams at the top of the table as well, and try get results. And look, silverware at the end of the day would be a great start for the club.
For you, what can the fans expect? First year in the dugout, Laurie Ryan's management style, what is it going to be like?
Yeah, it'll be interesting. It'll be a surprise to all of us. But no, I managed the college for a few years, and I really enjoyed it. And I think anyone that plays for me wants to be hungry and wants to win, and that's probably the biggest thing. Probably how I played really as well. So that's probably where it'll be.
Considering in your last season you were nominated for Player of the Year, you're up towards the nominations for that sort of stuff, to go into coaching, are you going to try drive them sort of standards that you would have had at Athlone to make sure that it continues the same way you would have been used to when you were playing towards winning silver?
Yeah, and like those standards would be my standards, and regardless of what team I'm in. And I think that's something anyone that's played with me or been involved in any team with me would say as well, that like I would be very driven and I'd expect everyone to give the same level. But yeah, I suppose like coming off the back of the season I had, it was an unbelievable year for me, and I think that was down to the fact that as a group we really bought into what was going on, and I think that's what we're trying to do in Limerick and Treaty as well.
Friendlies coming thick and fast, then you're 6.5 weeks into the season. Are you itching to get going at this stage, considering you've had that whole off season where you've been doing the recruitment, doing all that sort of stuff?
Yeah, it's great to be back on the pitch at least. I think that takes a load of the headaches away of ringing people the whole time and making sure that they're signed and all that jazz. But no, definitely back on the pitch and looking forward to getting into the games and into the thick of it now. And it'll be a learning curve for the next couple of weeks, and I'm just really looking forward to it.
Brilliant, Laurie. I'll catch you again during the season. Thank you.